Hello, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Talking Baseball with the Earle brothers. My name is Nicholas Earle. I wanted to do this video. I wanted to quickly do a solo video here, breaking down and kind of recapping my mock draft for the MLB draft here in 2025. Kind of give you guys an idea of how difficult it is to project a draft like this, especially this year, where I saw a lot of big draft people say this was one of the toughest ones to project, and it was very difficult. And I got out of my 30 picks, I got 2 of them right. We'll get into those 2 picks a little bit later. But I wanted to take a look back to see, was my process right? Was my idea right? Just got the wrong player, stuff like that. So we'll take a look here at what happened in the draft. The Nationals, I had them going with Cade Anderson, left-handed pitcher, LSU. I feel like he was a very consensus number 1 type of guy that a lot of people thought the Washington Nationals were going to select, and they went with Eli Willits, shortstop from Fort Cobb-Broxton High School in Oklahoma. I had Willits going 7th to the Miami Marlins. I could have seen them going Holiday in this spot as well, if the Nationals wanted to go top available guy. Holiday and Anderson were both Boris clients, so maybe they didn't want to really have to negotiate with Boris there. And Eli Willits is going to go pretty significantly under slot there, and that'll allow them to sign some of their later draft picks. I said that Cade Anderson was the best player in the draft. I think, my bad, most MLB ready is what I meant to type here. And here's my notes, by the way, too, for each pick. I thought he could be up in the MLB by 2026, and Washington needed pitching. Apparently, they didn't want to go after that. They went with Eli Willits, number 1 overall, 17 years old. He was the number 5 ranked prospect according to MLB.com. Next, Ike Irish of the LA Angels. Yeah, this probably wasn't my best pick here. But here's the thing, though, is they went with Tyler Bremner, right-handed pitcher of Santa Barbara. I had Bremner going 18th to Arizona. This feels one where I had the right idea but the wrong player. It felt like that. Ike Irish, outfielder, catcher from Auburn, who's going to be more of a corner outfielder. The catching is probably not going to be good enough for Major League Baseball. I had this as a potential underslot for the Angels. It was. Bremner's not getting slot value. College bat that they can fast track to the MLB. It's an arm that they can fast track to the MLB. 6 straight years of college players in round 1, 4 bats. So they were generally going more bats. They went with an arm this time. And it allowed them to have more pool money for 47, 79, 105, 109, and 140, which they did, I believe, get some prep guys during those drafts, during that part of the draft as well. So I feel like this was the right idea, the wrong player, and nobody had Bremner go number 2 to the Angels. That just wasn't something anybody had. So that was one of the first whoa type of moments. That one of the shockers in this draft was seeing Bremner go number 2. With the number 3 overall pick, I had Ethan Holiday, shortstop, third baseman from Stillwater High School in Oklahoma. Looking back at it, yeah, probably the Holiday to the Rockies was more obvious, but they had a history of taking high school players in round 1. 5 of the last 6 drafts, they took a prep bat, and this was the best prep bat available in a steal at number 3 I had. When Cade Anderson falls right into your lap at 3, though, you take him. I had Anderson going number 1. Not gonna get mad at that pick. With that, it was just one of those circumstances kind of took that pick away. I think Ethan Holiday could have been the pick if the Angels went Anderson at or if the Nationals went Anderson at number 1, or if Anderson went number 2 to the Angels. I feel like that had a little bit more life. Yeah, that was just one of those where circumstance took that pick away from me there. Next, I had Seth Hernandez, right-handed pitcher, Corona High School, to the Colorado Rockies. Rockies in a deep rebuild, so they have plenty of time to develop players. They need arms through the draft. Hernandez is a top prep arm. However, it would break a 4-year streak of them going college first-round picks. Well, they did break the 4-year streak of them going high school picks. They got Ethan Holiday, shortstop, third baseman out of Stillwater High School. I had Holiday going third to Seattle. I was one off there. Ethan Holiday was the best available player in the draft, according to MLB.com. He was number 1 on their prospect ratings. It was, I had a prep arm. They went with a prep bat. So I feel like right idea, wrong player, but still, actually not the right idea because I had them going arm because they want to develop arms. With the 5th overall pick, I had the Cardinals going with Jamie Arnold, left-handed pitcher out of Florida State. I think Cardinals take a college arm here. Could be Doyle. Okay. And they have drafted college players the last 4 years. They did go with Liam Doyle, left-handed pitcher out of Tennessee. I did have Doyle going 8 to Toronto, but I felt like Doyle and Arnold were interchangeable, whether or not you wanted a lefty or a righty. My bad. They're both lefties. My bad. I thought Arnold was the better lefty. Apparently, the Cardinals disagree. But I had Arnold going to the Cardinals at 5. And it was Doyle, which I did mention it could be Doyle. So I feel like I got that one half right. Not really, but I like it. With the 6th overall pick, I had the Pittsburgh Pirates selecting Ava Arquette out of Oregon State, shortstop there. I thought the Pirates were going to take the best bat available, best available at a college bat. Looking at offense, while Skeens was still there. They have split between prep and college last 2 seasons. They did go Connor Griffin last year, very toolsy guy. They did go Seth Hernandez, right-handed pitcher at Corona High School. I had Hernandez going 4 to Colorado. And looking back at this, we know the Pirates like getting their pitching. Paul Skeens, Bubba Chandler, Jared Jones, now Seth Hernandez. So they definitely are a team that would prefer focusing on pitching, which pitching can become better assets when you're a team that doesn't spend as much money like the Pittsburgh Pirates. Assets are nice, and pitching assets can get you good returns when it comes to trades and stuff along those lines. If you want to go out and get bats in a couple of years when you're hopefully competing with Paul Skeens still on that team. So they did go Seth Hernandez 6th overall there. For that one, this one was a complete airball because I had the Marlins at 7 going Eli Willits, shortstop for Cobb High School in Oklahoma. Obviously, Willits went number 1 to the Nationals. Best available player at this draft in a rebuild, so not urgent need for MLB-ready talent. Solid overall player. I thought Willits was going to be one of those where he's going to be one of the top prep guys picked. I didn't think he was going to be the top prep guy picked. That one shocked me. And in this pick, the Pirates did go with Ava Arquette, shortstop, Oregon State. I had Arquette going number 6 to Pittsburgh. So I had Arquette 1 spot earlier in the draft, so slightly missed on that one. It was a prep guy, a prep shortstop rather than a college shortstop. So I feel like I got that half right. They wanted a bat, but they did not go with Arquette there in that spot. They went with they did not go with Willits because he wasn't available at that spot. They went with Arquette. With the 8th overall pick, I had the Blue Jays selecting Liam Doyle, left-handed pitcher out of Tennessee. The Blue Jays had gone pitching in 4 of the last 6 years. 3 of the last 4 have been college arms. And I thought there was so much value if Doyle did get to 8. Spoiler, he did not. He landed at number 5 with the St. Louis Cardinals. The actual pick over this one here was Jojo Parker, shortstop out of Purvis High School in Mississippi. I had Parker going number 13 to the Giants. This was a complete whiff. I thought this was going to be college arm. They went with prep bat. So this was a complete swing and a miss on that pick there at the Blue Jays. And also it didn't help that the Blue Jays went earlier there as well. Another complete whiff here for me. I had the Reds 9th overall getting Kyson Witherspoon, right-handed pitcher out of Oklahoma. They had gone arms in 3 straight years. Pitching is hard to come to Cincinnati, so they drafted him. And they do have a pretty good rotation now. Hunter Green with Abbott, and they're developing a nice little rotation there in Cincinnati. And I thought Kyson Witherspoon was the best available arm at 9. And they went with prep bat. They went with Steele Hall, shortstop from Hewitt-Trussville High School in Alabama. I had Hall going 14 to Tampa Bay. Hall, elite defensively, elite speed. Arguably, I think either him or Carlson are the fastest guys in were the fastest prep guys in the draft. I thought Steele Hall was going to go a little bit lower than what we had him at there. Steele Hall was 12th according to MLB.com for his ranking. So went a little bit earlier than I thought he would. With the number 10 overall pick, the White Sox selected Billy Carlson, shortstop from Corona High School. They go with best available rather than need. They had gone college back-to-back years, but prep the previous 2. Could be him or JoJo Parker. JoJo Parker was selected 8th to the Blue Jays. It was a correct pick here for me. They did go with Billy Carlson, shortstop at a Corona High School. Teammates of Seth Hernandez. So very happy. Got a correct pick here. This was one of 2 that I got right. It just shows how difficult projecting these are. With the 11th overall pick, I had Brandon Summerhill of Arizona to the Athletics, going to college. I thought they were going to go back with college bats. With Muncy and Wilson, they may look more for the outfield. If they choose infield, it'd be Merrick Houston. But they actually went Jimmy Arnold here out of left-handed pitcher, Florida State. I had him go number 5 to St. Louis. I think this was a great pick for the Athletics, who desperately need pitching. And this is somebody who could be up in the major leagues maybe the end of next year for them, if he develops the right way, and the Athletics need him. So if Jamie Arnold falls to your lap at 11, you have to take him. So yeah, that was a good pick for the Athletics. I got it wrong. I thought they were going to go arm or a bat, but yeah. With the 12th overall pick, I had Merrick Houston, shortstop, Wake Forest. The Rangers had not gone prep since 2018. I said could be Bremner if they wanted an arm, someone they can have ready by the end of 2026. Wow, was I wrong. For the first time since 2018, the Texas Rangers went prep. They went with Gavin Feen, third baseman from Great Oak High School in California. I had Feen going 23rd to the Royals. That was a shocking pick for me personally with how long it's been since the Rangers went with a prep guy. That one kind of surprised me that they went Gavin Feen there. I did have them going more of the bat, so I was right on that aspect. But other than that, I was dead wrong on that one there. That was a surpriser there. Sometimes these teams can break 7-year streaks, and they did there. They went with Gavin Feen out of Great Oak High School in California. 13th, I had the Giants going JoJo Parker, shortstop out of Purvis High School, Mississippi. I thought he was the best available at 13. Could be a trade piece like Tibbs. If they wanted to go arm, it could be Bremner. Obviously, Bremner was not available at the time. The actual pick, Gavin Keelam, second baseman from Tennessee. I had him going 21st to the Astros. So probably a little bit of an underslot here because Feen was ranked, or Killen was ranked 21st according to MLB.com. So probably a little bit of an underslot here by the Giants, going with the college bat, signing him out of Tennessee, and looking that way. They went with college bat. I thought it was going to be a prep bat. With the 14th overall pick, I had the Tampa Bay Rays getting Steele Hall, shortstop of Hewitt-Trussville High School in Alabama. Speedster that has Rays written all over him. Tampa Bay are not shy to draft prep guys, and they did not. They were not shy to draft a prep guy. They went with Daniel Pierce, shortstop out of Mill Creek High School in Georgia. I had Pierce going the next pick to the Boston Red Sox. I mean, not very similar, but I feel like this was a really nice pick here for the Rays. Got a decent prep guy that they can help develop. So I had a feeling they were going to go prep. It was the right idea, wrong player, because the player they want, the player I had them get. I think if Steele Hall was available at 14, they would absolutely been all over him. But he did go a few earlier. So with the 15th overall pick, I had the Red Sox getting Daniel Pierce, who went the previous pick to the Tampa Bay Rays. 3 of the last 5 drafts, the Red Sox had gone prep player. They hadn't drafted an arm since round 1. In round 1 since Tanner Houck in 2017. We'll take the best available bat at 15. Trade piece ? I was dead wrong on this one. They with them for the first time getting an arm in the first round since 2017. They went with Kyson Witherspoon, right-handed pitcher, Oklahoma. Had Witherspoon going 9th to Cincinnati. So another trend broken here. The Rangers went with a prep guy for the first time since 2018, and the Red Sox went with the pitcher for the first time since 2017. So dead wrong on that one. They broke a trend there. 16th overall, I had the Minnesota Twins getting Casey Cunningham, shortstop, second baseman out of Johnson High School in Texas. 4 of the last 5 and 5 of the last 8 drafts, they had gone prep. 6 of the last 8 going with a bat. I had Cunningham, the best remaining prep bat. They went Merrick Houston, shortstop out of Wake Forest. I had Houston going 12th to the Texas Rangers there. So I thought more prep for the Twins, and they went with college. Or no, my bad. Nope, I was right there. I had more prep for them, and they went college. So right idea, wrong year. I had them going way younger. 17th overall pick, I had the Cubs taking Wayla Aloy, shortstop out of Arkansas. I thought he was the best available at 17, and they had gone college 4 straight and 7 of the last 8 drafts. They did go college. They went Ethan Conrad, outfield out of Wake Forest, which for me felt like a reach. I had Conrad going 28th to the Royals. MLB.com had Conrad as the 28th overall prospect. Seems a little bit like an underslot there by the Cubs. They got another outfielder, Ethan Conrad out of Wake Forest. They went college. They just didn't go with my guy. So there was that. The 18th overall pick in the MLB draft, I had the Arizona Diamondbacks taking Tyler Bremner, right-handed pitcher out of Santa Barbara. I thought this was going to be a steal at 18, the best remaining player. And that they get a pitcher that they can fast track to replace Gallen or Kelly. They did not go either of that. They did that in the next pick. We'll talk about that in a little bit because the Diamondbacks did have 2 picks in my mock draft. They went with Casey Cunningham, shortstop, second base from Johnson High School, Texas. I had Cunningham going 16th to Minnesota. Dead wrong on this pick. Not even close. But we'll talk about the Diamondbacks a little bit later. That was a fun pick later. With the 19th overall pick, I had the Orioles getting Gage Wood, right-handed pitcher out of Arkansas. Baltimore needs pitching. They could underslot here at 19. And this would be drafting more for need than best player. With this pick, they end up going Ike Irish, outfielder, catcher out of Auburn. I had Irish going number 2. I had that as just a massive underslot guy that the Angels can rush, but they opted to go with Bremner instead. So this was one of those spots where they went with the normal Baltimore Orioles pick. A good hitting outfielder. That defense could be a little bit of a question mark, but the hit tool could be pretty good. It felt like a very Orioles pick. Ike Irish, fair. With the 20th overall pick, I had the Brewers taking Jace Laviolette, outfielder out of Texas A&M. I said potential steal of the draft here a buy low spot on him after a bad 2025 season, was projected top 3 overall preseason before he had a poor year with Texas A&M. The actual pick was Andrew Fisher, first baseman, third baseman out of Tennessee. I did not have Fisher going in the top 30. This was a pretty bad miss for me. I think I had Fisher projected like 31 or 32, though. So I had him like right on the outside looking in, because I feel like when I have to go back, I would have to take a look at the 30th overall pick with the Orioles having number 30. I believe I mentioned that it could be Fisher in that spot. If I remember right, I believe I said it could be Fisher at that spot. So they did go with Fisher at number 20. I did not even have him in the top 30, though. With the 21st overall pick, I had the Astros selecting Gavin Keelam, second baseman out of Tennessee. They hadn't gone. My thing was they haven't gone prep since 2016. Forrest Whitley. They have drafted from Tennessee lately with Drew Gilbert, and it would be a strong college bat to help boost a bad farm system. And they threw a complete curveball at me here. For the first time since 2016, the Houston Astros went prep. They selected Xavier Nyans, third baseman out of Mount Vernon High School in Washington. I had Nyans going 25th to the Padres. This was a complete miss for me here, as it was a total shock that the Astros, for the first time in almost 10 years, had gone prep in the first round. I mean, I get the pick. I like Xavier Nyans. I think he has some potential. But I did not expect the Astros to go after him at 21. With the 22nd overall pick, then I had the Atlanta Braves taking Cruz Schoolcraft, left-handed pitcher out of Sunset High School in Oregon. So very similar to Cam and Eddie last year. Prep arm that they can rise pretty quickly through the system. The Braves have voodoo magic with their arms, and 5 straight years and six straight first-rounders have been arms. So, of course, they went with Tate Southesine, shortstop out of Basic High School, Nevada. I did not have Southesine even in the top 30. To give you an idea, Southesine was 39th according to MLB.com. He was definitely not somebody I had projected going in the first round. So that was definitely a complete swing and miss for me here. Once again, teams breaking streaks. I mean, we had the Texas Rangers selecting a college guy for the first time since 2018. We had the Red Sox selecting a pitcher for the first time since 2017. We had the Astros selecting a prep guy for the first time since 2016. And we had a stretch of 5 straight years and 6 straight first-rounders being arms for the Atlanta Braves, and they go back. So definitely teams throwing curveballs in their past history there. With the 23rd overall pick, I had the Royals selecting Gavin Feen, third baseman out of Great Oak High School in California. They had a big pool, so I can see an overslot for them to pay a prep player. Haven't been consistent high school or college in round 1. They go the best available. Well, they did go prep. They went with Sean Gamble, second base outfielder out of IMG Academy. I had Gamble going 27th to Cleveland. So they did overslot, or most likely overslotted, to get Gamble away from high school, or my bad, away from college, which he was committed to Vanderbilt. So they probably had to overslot a little bit to get him away from Vandy. And he went 23rd overall. So I did have a prep guy. I did have them overslotting and looking there. With the 24th overall pick, I had the Tigers going Slater DeBrun, outfielder out of Summit High School, Oregon. I thought the Slater DeBrun was going to go way higher than he did. He was drafted 37th overall to the Orioles. And instead, they went with Jordan Yost, shortstop out of Sickles High School in Florida. This was a massive reach and potential, not overslot, potential underslot. Definitely underspot, my bad. Because Jordan Yost was projected 50th overall. He was the 50th ranked prospect on MLB.com. So I did not even have him on my radar, to be completely honest. And the Tigers went with him 24th overall. With the 25th overall pick, I had the San Diego Padres going Xavier Nyans, third baseman out of Mount Vernon High School in Washington. The Padres had not gone college since 2016, and Nyans was the best available prep bat at 25. Could be Hammond or Gamble here too. They went with Cruz Schoolcraft, left-handed pitcher out of Sunset High School in Oregon. I had Schoolcraft going number 21 to Atlanta. One of the most obvious things in the entire draft was that the Padres were going prep. It was just, what prep guy do you think they were going with? Because we know that Padres front office loves prep guys, and that's exactly what they got there. They got Cruz Schoolcraft, who is going to be an absolute stud, 6'8", 230, left-handed pitcher. They're going to sign him away from his Tennessee commit. Absolute stud that they got there at 25. The Philadelphia Phillies, I had them in the 26 overall, going Josh Hammond, third baseman out of Wesleyan Christian Academy in North Carolina. The Phillies haven't gone that they hadn't drafted college since 2019, and it could also be Sean Gamble, which I had going to the next pick. He was drafted a few before that. So, of course, they went with college because they hadn't drafted college since 2019. They went with Gage Wood, right-handed pitcher out of Arkansas. I had Wood going 19th to the Baltimore Orioles. This is another team. Add Philly to the list that broke multiple year streaks for what they selected there. So I'm gonna write those down because it was Texas, it was Boston, it was Houston, Philly. And there was one other one that broke a streak of going a certain way. The Padres did not. We did definitely knew that. It was Atlanta. Atlanta going arms broke their streak. That was kind of interesting there. I had Hammond 26 of the Phillies. They went with a college player there. Cleveland Guardians select. All right, I had Guardians taking Sean Gamble, second baseman, outfielder out of IMG Academy. He did go earlier in the draft. They had gone more college the last few years through the last four. If they wanted to go college here, it's either Conrad or Fisher. So I had potentially Fisher going 27th. Obviously, Fisher went way earlier. The actual pick was Jace Laviolette, outfielder out of Texas A&M. I had Laviolette going 20th to Milwaukee. Love this pick for Cleveland. Doesn't feel like a very Cleveland Guardians pick, but love this pick for Cleveland. I thought this was a really nice steal for them, potentially at 27. You could probably get him for a little bit less than slot value, signing him away from Texas A&M, which I believe he was graduating anyway. But absolutely love that pick for the Cleveland Guardians. Jace Laviolette in the high 20s, I thought was going to be an easy steal. For the Royals, 28th overall, I had them going Ethan Conrad, outfield out of Wake Forest. Conrad went way higher than I thought he was ever going to go. After going prep with the first pick, I thought they were going to go college the second pick. And with their first pick, they did select which one was that one? They did go prep their first pick, and they went prep their second pick. So they went two prep guys. Their actual pick here was Josh Hammond, shortstop out of Wesleyan Christian Academy in North Carolina. I had Hammond going 26 to the Phillies. It's only a couple of spots off there. I thought they were going to go more prep, more college with their second pick, but they went prep with both their picks, looking to develop through a few top end high school guys. They definitely had the bonus pool to do so. With the 29th overall pick, the Arizona Diamondbacks, I had them selecting Patrick Forbes, right-handed pitcher out of Louisville. Arizona looks to continue building pitching from the draft. They take arms with both of their picks so they can move them quick. Now, obviously, they did not take an arm in their first pick. They took Kason Cunningham, a shortstop out of high school. But what do you know? This was my second correct pick, and holy crap, I got, out of all the picks to get right, the 29th overall pick was definitely a very interesting one to do it. I had Patrick Forbes, right-handed pitcher from Louisville. Correct pick here. Boom. Definitely my call of the draft was Patrick Forbes going to the Diamondbacks, and I think he's somebody who they can look to move up decently quick. Not overly quick, maybe the end of next year or early 2027 could be when we see Forbes in a Diamondbacks uniform, but definitely was happy that I got that one there. The final pick for the Baltimore Orioles, I had them going Devin Taylor, outfielder out of Indiana. After going arm earlier in the round, they take a bat at 30. They did not take an arm earlier in the round. They took nothing but bats because they went with Ike Irish. And then they took Bodine with the 30th overall pick, catcher out of Coastal. And then they went with Eloy at 17 and Slater DeBrun, an outfielder out of high school at 37. So they went nothing but bats, and even their first pitcher was the 50th overall pick, and they took a pitcher out of Michigan State. So they went nothing but bats with the first four picks, which I guess they need pitching now. They desperately do, but you generally don't draft as much for need when it comes to, when it comes to the draft. So that is my recap for the 2025 MLB mock draft. Got a couple right ideas. We had 5 teams break the mold of what they've done the last 5+ years. So a couple curveballs thrown at me there. Obviously, Bremner number 2 was definitely a shock. But let me know down in the comment section below, which ones did you have right? Which ones did you have wrong? Which picks surprised you the most? Which ones did not surprise you in the slightest? And that is going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.